it's Rhoda from the West Springfield Public Library, and today for Science Rocks we're making terrariums. There are all different kinds of terrariums out there. There are open terrariums, there are desert terrariums, there are even aquarium terrariums, but today what we're going to make is called a closed terrarium. Here we have a little ecosystem happening right in that jar, and you'd never need to take off the lid. Well, the plants inside need four things. First, they need water. That water that's watering the plants evaporates into the air. Since we have a closed terrarium, water vapor will condensate on the side of the jars. Eventually, the condensation pulls back into water that goes down the side of the jar and starts watering the plants again. If this sounds familiar, you are right. We are talking about the water cycle. The second thing a plant needs is sunlight. Now, since we have a glass container, that's not going to be a problem. But one thing to consider is, when you have your terrarium, don't put it in direct sunlight. Think about how a car outside in a parking lot is with the windows up. That kind of heat that's formed from the sun will, of course, do damage to the plants. Plants also need carbon dioxide. The air is trapped in the terrarium when you seal the opening. The plants will use the carbon dioxide and light during the day to produce oxygen and food for photosynthesis. And then at night, they use oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. Earth moves in constant cycles. The water cycle, the oxygen to carbon dioxide cycle, and also the nitrogen cycle. There's an interplay between organisms on Earth where each makes up for the other's nutritional needs. In a closed terrarium, we are mimicking the cycle with the plants and the soil that we add. And if we get the correct mix of cycles, then our terrarium will be completely self-sustaining. Let's move on to the items that we have to make our own closed terrarium.
We are providing the following materials: a glass mason jar with a lid, gravel for drainage. We have 2 filters, 1 activated charcoal, and also a piece of mesh. We have substrate, otherwise known as dirt. And finally, our plants, mostly mosses, sticks, and then other decorations. We begin by adding our small pebbles and stones. The container is not going to allow for water to drain regularly, so the gravel will act as an internal mini drainage system. Next is our activated charcoal, which will keep the terrarium odor-free and keep out bacteria. We've added the additional layer of mesh. Next, we are going to add our substrate. Scoop in some soil. It should take up about 1/3 of your terrarium. We're going to build the landscape next by adding texture and depths for hills and valleys, and then add your moss. Before you add the moss, it's better to leave it in water for an hour in order to rehydrate the plant. And then add it to the terrarium on top, water, and seal.
And that's it. You should be all set. So don't forget to upload your picture of the terrarium to receive credit and earn your badge. We hope to see you all again next time at Science Rocks program on Wednesday, July 16th. Bye for now.